Well, I think there are a number of ways, and certainly the focus on price, and price is a very, very important consideration. Everybody has budgets, particularly in this economic climate, but the key is really making sure that the hotel understands its unique selling propositions and what differentiates that hotel from its competition, what makes it unique within the market, and what really services, facilities, and experiences the hotel can provide that will make a great travel experience. And that's, I think, really the focus. So it's really the way the text is being written, the number of hotel descriptions and things like that. Yes, they may very often start out with saying where the hotel is located. That's obviously a very, very important consideration. But they need, every bit of text needs to be sales oriented and needs to be speaking in a relevant manner to the consumer so they can make a good decision. So true, some websites may just have a list, some third-party online agency may just have a list, and here's a hotel, maybe it has a star rating and it's got a price and that's it. But wherever possible, the hotel really needs to make sure that there are rich descriptions, there's rich images, that there are images of individuals participating in activities that would appeal to the guest, that are relevant to the guest, and also to make sure that whenever possible, that there's also video to make sure that people can really see, boy, that's real. It's not just a staged, beautiful architectural photograph of the hotel, but boy, this is something that was done recently. Look at that. Here are people having a great time at the hotel doing something that I would want to be doing at that property. I think number one is you've got to look at it from the perspective of the guest. A hotel telling a guest about itself is fine, that's the traditional method, but I think the more that you look at what's important to the guest, their perspective, I think, really has to be the basis. So it really comes down to what experiences are they looking for from the hotel? Are they looking for convenience to the airport? Are they looking for, even for an airport hotel, that the rooms are soundproof, it's quiet, that you have room service that's available late at night, all the various things that are very, very important to your guests. And the hotels have a wealth of information, from guest comment cards, from surveys that you can do on websites, and from various information that can also be available through the brand, to really build what is important to your guests for the various segments that are coming. If there's a leisure focus on it, all the great things that they can do, not necessarily just in the hotel, but out in the community. Not just great dining experiences, if that's important, and of course the dining experiences in the hotel may be great, but also the dining experiences related outside of the hotel. So it's really how that hotel integrates with its environment. And then that really leads to the most important consideration, are where are those travelers going and looking to book the hotel, and then making sure that those sites are being basically provided with the best possible information and the most engaging content that really presents your hotel in the best light. However, with one caveat, you don't want to overpromise, because if you have a very spectacular, brand shiny new hotel that looks great, and all of that was filmed 8 years ago and there haven't been renovations, what you really need to do is make sure that you're providing the proper information and make it really relevant to the guests, so when they do travel, they do experience the hotel, all of a sudden they don't realize that, hey, I was sold something that really wasn't produced here. You always want to make sure that you exceed your customers' expectations, which is very, very challenging, because I think the innate instinct of the marketer is to always list every single expectation that's all possible and say everything's going to be great. I think you've got to make sure that you're going to go and do the little things that may not come up in the copy, but really to make sure that there's a really great travel experience, because that will certainly come out when it hits social media and people start talking about their experience online. And that's what people are now very, very much looking at. In some cases, and based on the research that I've seen, even taking that almost more into consideration than the text that's being provided by the hotel, because they know the hotel has a message and an intent to sell a particular way, and there now seems to be a little bit mistrust of fundamental advertising. So it really winds up being, how do you present the hotel authentically, accurately, and make sure that you're speaking relevantly to the customer for that travel experience and making sure that they have the best travel experience possible, and the hotel has gone forward, and that traveler knows that hotel is going to try to make their travel experience the best possible. Again, I think the key is to come down and make sure the hotel is very clear on what is unique about the property. What is the hotel's unique selling proposition? Why should that guest stay with you? And then really making sure that everything is compellingly scripted in terms of, if it's media, making sure that the script hits all of those key selling points, that the video is well produced and communicates those points well. The last thing you want is a jittery, shaky, out of focus shot, which is saying how spectacular your sunsets may be or something like that. You have to make sure that it's very well done, but it really comes down to just the copywriting for the text too, to make sure that you aren't burying the best attributes of the hotel somewhere way down in the third or fourth paragraph. Whatever's important for those guests, the most important things that separate you from the competition, lead with it. It's like writing news copy. You want the headline to come out and say, boy, this is a great hotel because of such and such, here's what you can expect. And then making sure that that's consistently relayed through all the distribution channels that your customers may be using to stumble upon your property, to find it, to consider it, and then eventually book and stay there. So the key is really providing the most authentic experience for the traveler, so they can understand what it's like to be there. Even talking to and again, you wind up needing to get clearances and things like that. Even speaking with guests about their experiences, and having endorsements from people who start saying, that's the most spectacular sunset, or the greatest view of the city I've ever seen, or again, to attract, say, a business traveler, it's great to be here outside the city because it's quiet. I had a terrific time. I was out of the hustle bustle. I really got to enjoy my stay. I could prepare my work, that sort of thing. It was terrific, and it's only 5 minutes into downtown. That's a great, unique selling proposition where you can actually take perhaps what could be a negative, being located off the beaten path for a business hotel, and really turn it into a positive.